Hey y'all. So today we are looking at verse 16 in Proverbs 31. And we'll read bits and pieces from a couple of different translations. But let's start with the Amplified Version. And it says, she considers a new field before she buys or accepts it, expanding prudently and not courting neglect of her present duties by assuming other duties. With her savings of time and strength, she plants fruitful vines in her vineyard. Every verse this week has been like a fire hydrant. But I think that this verse deserves to be a Selah moment, that we pause and think of that. Women, I think it's very easy for us to take in all the things and to do all the things because that's what we do, right? We can do it. Somebody needs to do it. Sure, we'll take care of it. Realizing or not realizing, not remembering that this is hard for me. I was not created to be everybody's yes or everything's yes. I was not designed for only yes. And just like in what we talked about yesterday, not lagging in zeal and it being our earnest endeavor to protect our families, guard our families, be alert concerning our families, bringing that spiritual food again. We can't continue, we can't take on too much. We can't take on too much. I bought a book years ago. It's The Best Yes. Still haven't read it. Probably because I don't have time because I've said yes too many times, right? But we must ask what our yes is. You know, is this part of what you designed me for, God? Is this part of what your plan is for me? And of course, anytime we take something on, there's going to be stretching and there's going to be adjusting. But I love the wording in this. She considers the new field before she buys or accepts it. To consider, ponders, thinks about, give it thought. This field, this new endeavor, requires thought and consideration. And then it says that she considers it before she accepts it. And accepting this field is expanding, right? So the Amplified says that she is expanding prudently, not courting neglect of her present duties. Courting neglect. That's a really interesting wording. But we've heard flirting with danger. That's the same type of thing that we tiptoe around, that we're courting neglect of our present duties. Those things which, from what we've already talked about, that are vital to our family, right? We don't take on something new just to stop doing something else. And we cannot continue to say yes and wear ourselves too thin, taking on more than we can handle or more than we were designed, something that we weren't designed for. I'm not talking about stretching or developing giftings or, stepping outside of your comfort zone. And the Holy Spirit, see, that's again why we have to have that time with Him, so that we know when we consider, when we meditate, when we ponder and think about this field, is this a good fit for us, God? Is this what you created me for? Or do I have talents? Do I have abilities that you put within me that are for this task? It all ties in together. So, not courting neglect of her present duties by assuming other duties, by taking on other and new things. Whatever pieces that the Lord has to bring us together, to make us, to mold us into this flourishing tree that produces, as Psalm 1 says, even in the heat of summer, whatever pieces those are, we have to have voice and ears to hear His voice to give direction. And we're going to talk about this verse 16 again on Monday. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.